We spoke a little bit about the trust relationship between the users and the auditors. And if we place the auditor between the directors and the users, this means that we're placed in between the two, and the user needs to place trust and needs to place some kind of confidence in us as an auditor rather than the directors. Why would they trust us more than the directors? One of these reasons is because as auditors, we are required to follow a formal code of conduct. We are required to follow a professional code, which means that all of our actions, all of our decisions, everything we do is based on a specific code. We are supposed to be governed, the way that we operate is governed. So very quickly, let's run through some of these fundamental principles. We'll go into them a little bit more later. The first thing is integrity. Our code and our conduct requires us to operate on a daily basis to make every decision with integrity. This means that we are required to be straightforward and honest and upfront in everything that we do. Objectivity, this is about making sure that we have no bias, no conflict of interest. The users would not be able to place reliance on us and would not be able to trust us if they knew that we had some kind of outcome, or they knew we had commission on the project, or they knew that we would stand to gain something from their specific decision that they made. They need to know that we are objective, that we are independent. Professional competence and due care, again, one of the reasons that the users would trust us is because we are competent in our job. We take care of what we do. And this is very much about the skill that you as an auditor have, the knowledge, the technical knowledge that you have, and the way that you apply it. You can be as trustworthy as you like, but if you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't add any value. So as an auditor, you need to be upfront about what you're doing, you need to be objective, and you need to actually have the knowledge and skill for what you're doing. Confidentiality, we need to make sure, obviously in this position, that we keep and maintain confidentiality. You can imagine the type and amount of information that we have access to in our position between the user and the director auditing this company, and obviously we need to maintain confidentiality about that. We do not want to be taking that information, giving it to competitors, giving it to outside people. We maintain confidentiality on behalf of our clients. We are required to behave professionally, to make sure that we behave in a professional way around our clients, around everything. The types of things that we do when we run our business, we are supposed to maintain professionalism. One of the examples is about the way that you advertise. As an auditor, as an accountant, you are governed in terms of the way that you advertise. You've got to be very careful about the advertising techniques that you have. And although in certain cases, advertising using half-naked models may be a really good way to get business if you run certain types of industries, as a professional, as an auditor, it would not be considered professional behavior to do that. You've got to operate with decency. You've got to make sure that you work within certain moral limits, and therefore your professional behavior is governed. So we say that our clients and we say that users can trust us because we are required to follow a formal code, a code of professional conduct, and these are our fundamental principles, which we will be going into in more detail as your studies progress.